Okay, hey guys, this is Lilith Evernight. Sorry for my voice being kind of off a little bit. I just kind of got out of a tense situation. But um sorry about the background noise. My family is here and I know I was doing a couple tarot readings and to put my, to get some feedback and everything. But I was just thinking about going back to my spiritual teachings and my spiritual vlogs, whatever you want to call that, spiritual vlogs slash teachings. But yeah, that's just my family. So hopefully it won't be there for long. That noise in the background, if you hear it. Um, yeah, so I wanted to talk about animal totems and why they're so important and how powerful they are and how you can attract them in your life and how the animal medicine is so very special to your spiritual journey if you let it be, and how it's very connected to your personality as well. It can show you a lot about who you really are, and you can use animal totems for guidance and direction to know what to know a certain answer, a certain question from the universe. Sometimes the animals will come to give you confirmation on whatever question you may be asking, or you can use it in your magic rituals and whatnot. But I was going to talk about the owl totem because this is one of my totems that comes to me all the time, and I just love owls. So yeah, so if you are an owl person, owl people tend to make people very uncomfortable, especially if you are friends with them or you're close with them or you're just around them. Like you could be at a store or whatever. These people tend to be the type of people that can look into your soul. They can know the truth about you on something. They can see beyond the veil. So they may not know everything, but they're pretty intuitive to put the pieces together. So a lot of people may not feel very confident to always be their friend or always want to stand next to them, and depending on what it is, because the owls are truth seekers, and the truth can of course set you free, but it makes you uncomfortable. So yeah, that is kind of how owl people can be at times. In my personal experience, I really feel that I can see through people, but like in certain ways, I attract certain people who can do the same, who have that same vibration. Like for example, like if I am like looking through somebody's soul, I attract certain beings who can possibly do the same. Like it's just, I don't know if other owl people experience that. I notice maybe certain owl people are usually like truth tellers, truth seekers. They may get in trouble for telling the truth. So, we can probably also get, attract a lot of negative beings because we're bringing light, to something, and which is that is the truth. So anyway, but that doesn't mean that owl people are, just because they live in truth or they believe in truth, that they're so perfect in any way that way, because I am far from, that. But I definitely would say like um I'm always somebody who's always looking for truth. I'm always into the occult. So that is something that owl people are into most of the time. They're of the occult, you know, hidden knowledge. So in that sense, yeah, that would represent me. I'm a witch, you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's other owl people who are witches and are really into hidden knowledge. Um, yeah, but a lot of them are warm, sweet, you know, people. You know, I, you know, believe that I have a good heart. You know, my heart, like I said, I'm not no saint. I'm no saint. But I definitely have, changed my ways and throughout the journey of my life to be a better woman. And of course, my heart was always, genuine. I just put myself in places and that I shouldn't have. And I think that is what we don't know about our people is yes, we have good, interesting qualities that I will read about, but at the end of the day, yeah, we're still human. So anyway, they're also clairvoyant. So that means someone who's clear seeing. Maybe you will have, like clear visions, maybe vivid dreams, or like what is a clairvoyant? Some like that's all Raven, like how she could just see into the future, like someone who can have their intuition very on point by the visions that they get as they channel. Seeing the things that you're trying to hide, they can see the things that you're trying to hide. So that is something definitely true. Um, it can also, for example, like if you are lying to an owl person, they can see that you are lying to them just by like the twitch in your face. Like they can read body language really well. So, you know, just letting you know if you have an owl person in your life. A finger twitch, a eye twitch, whatever. It's just that little thing that the owl person can see and they know you're lying. So they know when you're trying to conceal something, when you're trying to hide something. So owl people that's why people may be uncomfortable with them, because it's like they can just look at you and they know like who you are, or they may not know like everything about you, but they may not even read your mind, but there's something in their intuition where they're like people watchers or they're observant. And if you see an owl, they're just like flying in the middle of a night sky, and they're just very observant of their surroundings. That is how an owl person is. They're just always looking at the world or people and places and trying to put it together like a puzzle. Um, they may know things that a lot of the average Joe and Jane may not know about the secrets of the universe. They're the type of people who will have the secrets of the universe, or at least try to, and they will always do that. Um, there's some things that will keep you like shook about it too, in the kind of knowledge that they may have. And sometimes the truth will get you in trouble, especially without people, because they may know too much truth. That's another thing. So, let's see. Like, yeah, so like they may know what you're trying to hide, and a vision may pop in their head as to what you're trying to hide. Clairaudient, hearing everything that you do try to hide. It's like their intuition is in every clair, is in like every sense. So whether they're clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, they're going to see the truth in it with those abilities, especially. Let's see. Like just the things that you don't want others to see. So if you're an owl person, I wouldn't be surprised. This is for the owl people. This is dedicated to the owl people, the owl totems. If your totem is owl. So Yeah, that's something that you may do. Oh, and then if you don't know that about you, it's a good quality to really pay attention to, but do not, do not do it in an arrogant way. Don't, you know, throw things in people's faces that you wouldn't want done to you. You know what I mean? So that's not what I mean. Um, yeah, so you might know other secrets, and it's just what's hidden in the dark. You see beyond the veil. That's what I'm trying to say. And sometimes that can, you know, sometimes they may have difficult times to keep friends because of the fact that every time they're around someone's always probably bullshitting them. They're always trying to, maybe, like, no one can gaslight an owl person. As a person who is an owl totem, who has totem out there, who has owl as their totem, you can't gaslight an owl person. Like, an owl person probably won't even say it a million times, like, hey, you're gaslighting me. But they're like, this motherfucker. It's like, kind of thing. What I mean? And it's like, yeah, they're just gonna sniff it out. And not only that, it's like, I noticed that maybe just with me is that maybe it's an owl person, for example. Another one is like someone who tells an owl person something, like, let's say, oh, I haven't drank in like 2 years. And then, like, the next day you call up the owl person, the same person that said that, and you're like, oh, I've been drinking just like for a whole 5 years. And then the person's gonna be like, but you just said that you didn't drink for 2 years. How have you been drinking for 5 years and then some? Like, or that's not the best example, but you know what I mean? But they may not tell you that they know that all the time. They may. But like, when people tell me little white lies like that, it's just like, I think in the back of my head, like, this person is lying. And sometimes I let them lie. Sometimes I just let them be in their stupid lies when they want to treat you like you're dumb because you can't see what they're trying to hide, and it gets annoying, it really does, because our people really feel it a lot and they see it a lot. And it's like, what can you do sometimes? You know? It's like, but anyway, I think that's sometimes what makes the journey uncomfortable for our people, is that they always have to feel their intuition guiding them and telling them to you know seeing beyond the veil, from everything, not just from the spiritual realm, but from people and places and things. Um, yeah. So let's see. Our people are best when they are listening silently. Okay, that's another trait. So let's get on to what else. When you see or hear an image, okay. So an immature out person, the thing about an immature out person is that, yeah, they're very smart when it comes to knowing the truth and always finding those things out. But when they're immature, they can put you on blast. They can be like, nah, like, I know your insecurities. I know you know how that person over there feels about me or her or him, you know. Um, the whole point is, what I'm saying is, they can probably point out your insecurities, your secrets that you try to be fake about. And if you make an owl person mad enough, they will probably point it out. But that's not all owl people. The mature ones won't do that. So yeah, when you let's see, when you see, you should listen, and you should just, the ones that are like that, if those are the ones, if you are like that, of course, you have to, listen and wait it out, because you may not know everything. Us owl people, we tend to do that. I noticed that. Like, especially me as an owl person. Um, I know a lot of truth, but I have to understand that I don't know everything. That is the whole point about being enlightened, is that you don't know everything. And of course, owl people are very enlightened people, but they're always learning. They're always having their head in a book. They're always trying to study, they always like to educate themselves. They're always loving to gain some sort of wisdom and knowledge. And I think because of that, we tend to be like, oh, I know this and I know that and I know this. And it may be true, but at the same time, we still don't know everything about this universe. Um, and that's okay, because life is like a learning experience. This is like a school. But anyway, the whole point is, I don't want to like waste too much time. What else am I saying? For example, I don't want to talk too much about this topic, but I was watching Infinite Waters, right? And he talks about, this is just his opinion, he talks about, the universe loves you and how you shouldn't be afraid to breathe the air. And then I look around and I'm like, whoa, like, what if that is really true? What if this guy is really enlightening us and not making us afraid to breathe the air again? And I look around and I'm like, oh, what if there's a conspiracy? What if there's crisis actors? What if there's like corona agents who, are wearing these masks and are manipulating and making people manifest this in their timeline and their reality? And it's like, it could be true, but I don't know everything, and that's how owl people are. They're always trying to put the pieces together, especially when it comes to the secrets of the universe. Yes, it could be true that there are, fake ass people, actors and whatnot, who are promoting a dark agenda for this thing. And this is how our people talk. We talk about the truth. We talk about knowing the secrets of the universe and knowing the things that are hidden in the dark. We look at the things that are hidden in the dark. We can see in the dark. So anyway, um, yeah, like I said, we're always trying to put the puzzles together of life. Yep, mature ones can be very good listeners, and especially for deeper knowing, deeper knowledge. Like I said, occult knowledge, all forms of spirituality, all forms. It doesn't even have to be necessarily only spirituality. It can be, learning about science. Anything that ignites their mind, anything that, makes them really think very deeply. Cosmic knowledge, especially. Um, some, owls are different breeds, and, so not all owls are going to be the same. Owls, people especially. And some owl people are going to want to settle down, and some are not going to want to. Like me, I am very free spirited. I love love. I love being in love. But at the same time, I like to be a free spirit. I like to have my freedom. I don't like people, because the owls are birds. Birds like to, fly away. And then there's birds where you look in the sky that, they fly in pairs. You always see two birds flying together. And then you see some birds, they're okay with flying by themselves. And you can get that with many different traits, different things. You'll get that with certain owl people. They like to travel mentally, whether it's studying a lot, reading, reading deeper knowledge. They're very wise. They're very wise people, very enlightened, like I said. They may like to be free because they may, like I said, they may like to be free because they may not like change. They don't like people changing them because people may think that their philosophies and their knowledge and the things that they stand for are a little taboo and different. Especially like I wouldn't be surprised if some, like I said, if some owl people are magicians and witches and conspiracy theorists, or light workers and shamans and healers, like people who like study knowledge that may not be known to the public. Um, like yeah, like I said, especially occult knowledge. Um, so they may not like people trying to change them because of that. They may not like people like, they need to be with the right partner that is going to accept them for who they are. So they can be very emotional, which I myself can be very emotional at times. So that's just saying. I'm just saying. Yet you won't see it. You won't see that in them. They are related to, you won't see it all the time. They are related to the moon, which would make sense because they're nocturnal creatures. Very analytical and can drive themselves nuts. Um, maybe how can I drive myself nuts? Probably just for the fact that I'm always trying to analyze something. I'm always trying to figure something out, and if I can't figure it out, I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out. And if I can't, like I said, it's gonna make me mad. Especially like with people. Like if people are like trying to come into my life and I can't figure them out and I only know bits and pieces about them, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, who is this person? I want to know, like, or if it's something else, like the corona situation. Am I gonna listen to the dark forces or the light side? Am I gonna listen to that? Like, what is going on? Like they always want to know truth, and a lot of them could be like workers or support people who are like workers. um anyway, they can pick up on others vibes and emotions, especially too, especially when I go to the store. I'm like a walking talking sponge. Like I can be calm and whatever now, but then I'm like, oh my god, I took all of that home with me. They're very hyper aware. That's why they need time alone. They can create something that is amazing and phenomenal. A lot of them can, be very creative, poets, maybe even musicians. Like they would probably make good musicians because they would be deep thinkers and they would be the type of people who would write music or any sort of creation that may be amazing, but especially something like music where they're making people think deeper. Um, I also think of like people like Alan Watts. A lot of people like him. So if his if his teachings, if I found out if he was an owl person, I wouldn't be surprised. People, especially, I forgot that other guy, but he's similar to Alan Watts, but he's always talking about like magic mushrooms. I forgot his name, but he is like from the 90s and the 80s, and he kind of looks like that one artist Bob Ross a little bit. I forgot his name, but if you know who I'm talking about, you can put it in the comments below. But let me hurry up a little faster. Um, I just think of like psychedelics. I think not that I'm not promoting it, but like if you took it, it would make sense. Is that makeup on my neck? Okay, so it would make sense, right? Like because you're like diving deep into those realms, like DMT, like you get that energy, like that's the mind of a owl person, like that. The way, like if you ever taken psychedelics and you see how it enlightens you and it makes you a different person and it makes you a better person, that is the mind of an owl person. That is like how they think. But without psychedelics, they don't always need those kind of things. but like you could tell, like this is like, wow, I feel like old soul, that is like usually an out person. Usually out people are old souls. They don't really come from this planet kind of soul. Like that's their kind of energy. They don't fit in with, lower vibrational minds. They usually think higher. So, they're the sages. They're the wise men and the women. Um, I'm thinking, what else? Yeah, so the things that they could create can blow you away. They have a connection to the greater cosmos, and that would give most people a headache as to what they truly understand. And they want to make you feel like you can still understand it, like how, I try to do my best to explain things to you on my channel, and they can take a very long time to finish whatever they're trying to create because they want to make sure that it's like done right, you know? Especially me, like I may take a while to be on my YouTube channel for some time because I want to make sure it's done right. Or the stories that I write that I haven't put out because I want to make sure, that it's very well understood. Or my music, or where I'm getting from. So they may have a fear for being misunderstood because they understand concepts that most people cannot. They can digest concepts that some won't even have a clue, especially like huge cosmic concepts. And our people can lose a lot in their life. They can. This is especially the people that they love. They can lose. They can have a very painful journey. It can be a very lonely journey. And because of that, it's not an easy path, but it's one of the most beautiful paths for our people to have. And our people here are here to listen. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of our people are empaths, and they are really great teachers and really great friends. So, which is so true because, like, on my path, I had lost a lot. And it has been a tough journey, but it has been one of the most beautiful journeys I've ever had in my life because I was able to find out who I was. I was able to find out how magical I was, how powerful and how supernatural I was, and I am. And a lot of our people may go through that same experience, but like I said, they may go through losing a lot. And that is so true because of the fact that um somebody, if I felt like earlier in this video I felt a little off because of a certain person in my life, having to, let go or make those people just walk away, knowing that you don't want to do that as an out person. But, sometimes when you surrender, it just makes the journey more beautiful in the darkness. Not everything that is dark is necessarily evil or scary or ugly. There is beauty in darkness. And that's what the owl person knows. So yeah, that is it. If you guys have an owl animal totem that you would like me to talk about, I think I want to make an animal totem series because I love talking about animal totems. I am obsessed with animal totems, and I will be doing other videos, but I really love doing spiritual teachings on my channel, spiritual vlogs. And yeah, please subscribe and comment, and make sure to like the video. And blessed be, you know, God bless whatever you may believe in. I thank my ancestors, the God, the goddess, as usual, the y'all. And I'm going to just stop rambling. And I might make another video after after this. But yeah, I'll see you guys later.